my friends. 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes for you to get your protein drink, get your coffee, get your tea. We're going to talk about coffee. Hey, 5 minutes. Let's get this party started. I want to know how you're feeling this week. I'm after this one. I want to know how you're feeling so far. Talk to you at 4:30. That time, my friends. Happy Monday morning. Say hello in the comments. Say hello in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. How was your weekend? I want to know. This is the stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how you're feeling, what kind of mood you're in, what kind of stuff you want to talk about today. Of course, I've got my agenda where I've got things I want to run through you personally and professionally, but I want to know how you're doing. I want to know where you're watching from. I want to know your name. This is, yeah, I'm going to spout off for a while, but I want to know who's watching and what kind of mood they're in. I would love to say that's a nice hot cup of Joe because you know how much I love my coffee, but I'm doing a little bit of experiment this week, okay? As you know, I am on a weight loss journey, trying to get down from, oh, I don't know, 260. I think it's last time I 260 or 263, down to watching behind some trees in Arkansas. Steven, dude, good to hear from you. Haven't seen that name in a little bit. I'm on a little bit of a weight loss journey, okay? And Steven, what are you drinking, man? Are you a coffee? Are you a tea guy? Is it Steven or Stefan? I want to make sure I pronounce your name right or enunciate your name right. So I'm on a weight loss journey, okay? Like I said, I want to get down to, yeah, when I was in the military, I was a good solid 185. And of course, as you know, life kicks our ass. That's kind of crept up over the years. Um, but I am, I I was on a downward trend when it came to losing weight. Okay, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, I was on a downward trend when it came to losing weight, and I really kind of had a bummer Sunday morning when I weighed in and the number had gone back up a little bit. I mean, that really can kind of kill your mood, and it did Sunday for a little bit. I was on like a 3 or 4 week downward trend. I use a Renpho scale and a Renpho app. Not Stefan. I never like coffee, so I start my morning with a glass of ice water. Good man, good man. You know, you're starting your morning with something. That's the important thing. Anyways, after I kind of got in this bummer mood Sunday, I'm thinking, you know me, Patrick's all about violent action, and by violent, I don't mean September 11th kind of violent or insurrection kind of violent. I just mean a massive amount. So whenever I say that phrase, violent action, that's what I'm referring to. It's just a massive amount of overwhelming action. So Sunday I decided to, you know what, I'm gonna again change my diet for the week and experiment. Because that's what I'm doing is I'm constantly experimenting because I don't have a problem keeping healthy on the fitness side. I'm I'm go to the gym probably way too often. Saturday morning I burn an insane amount of calories climbing like actual stairs. I don't think my challenge is on that side. And as I've been told by people much smarter than me, weight loss, a lot of weight loss obviously comes down to the fork, not the gym, not the weights. The gym and the weights are to get you toned and get you stronger. Okay, we all know that, but the actual weight gain and weight loss oftentimes happens way before that in the kitchen. Okay, so Sunday after I weighed in, I was kind of in a pissy mood after after kind of kicking my downward trend. Kind of after kicking on a downward trend, I said, well, you know what? What's going to be the violent action this week? Because if I'm making progress on anything and I keep making progress, whatever habits I've changed, whatever I've become disciplined in to get there, I'll keep doing. Thought I was doing good on that, but something happened this past week where I didn't do so well. So my drastic action for this coming week is, I think for a week, I'm going to really limit my coffee slash caffeine intake to keep my liver clean. And this week, I'm also really going to focus on the whiter meats. So the fishes, the chickens, eggs, things like that. You know, after we're live here, I'm going to go hook myself up with 5 eggs because it's gym night and I got to have my plenty of protein in me. But yeah, this is the Playmakers Cup, which you guys have seen before. And I think I have some of these in the closet if anybody wants one. But this is just water this time. Normally that would be, normally, I can even feel my mouth watering now. Normally it would be a nice hot cup of Joe with some cream and sugar. Or sometimes, I think last week's show, you saw me with like a shaker bottle. I had like protein and coffee in the shaker bottle. That's what's going on there. So it's only water this time. But you know what? It's still going to be good stuff. And hey, if you're not able to message in like Steven is, Mr. Warren, we will call him Mr. Warren, then you can always text in, how you're feeling. If you're in your car or you're watching on your iPad and you've got your phone out, you can always text in and let me know how you're feeling and where you're watching from. 405-217-4752. Stephen, you are watching behind some trees in Arkansas. So that means you are one state over from me. I'm in the middle of Oklahoma, and I believe you are one state over from me, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe Arkansas, I've been to Arkansas, as far as I can remember, I've been to Arkansas once in my life. It was for my very first paintball game. I got together with some buddies here for my very first paintball game, and we went to a big field that was just over the border from Oklahoma into Arkansas, and it was my first paintball game, and it might have been. I'm not, you know what? I really want to say if it wasn't my best, it was really up there, and this is why. We played in the hills of Arkansas, my very first paintball game. So, a lot of paintball fields like here in Oklahoma, they're level, they're planned out fields. They're designed for paintball. No, this was. It felt like we pulled off the side of the road in an Arkansas hill someplace just over the Oklahoma border, and there we just guys just got out their guns, and there was some organization there. These were professional players, but it wasn't like level land. It was hills, it was trees, it was brush, it was all kinds of stuff, and it felt, I'm not gonna say it felt real, because obviously you can't do real paintball is real paintball. There's no real and fake paintball, but it was one of the most fun trips I've ever had. And another reason it was fun is that we got started early, and we had an early drive out there. Um, yeah, see, you know what I'm talking about here. Hilly Fields, or what would you say here? Hilly Fields are the best to do paintball in. We used to head to a family member's land and do it with a bunch of friends. Yeah, that's what this may have been. It was just, I was told to show up at work with a bunch of other guys in the parking lot like at 5 or 6 a.m. And we drove out there for a few hours, and we got lit, but I had a blast, and I've been addicted. I'm going to say I've been addicted to paintball ever since. I don't play as often as I used to, but I do remember that game. I was hiding out in a fort, and it was one of the last games of the day, and I took a headshot right here on my chin someplace. And if you ever really, really look close at Patrick's chin, you're going to see a very slight yellow scar. And I just took a paintball right there in the mouth, and it was close to the end of the day anyway. So that was my quit for the day. It's like, okay, I'm done. And it scared me a little bit because I took a shot right there, and it was painful, no doubt, but it wasn't screaming painful. But what do you do when something hits your face? It was a red paintball. So I'm touching my face, and there's like my red all over my hand after touching my face. I'm like, oh, great. The paintball went through my mouth, and all of a sudden I'm pouring out blood. But I wiped it off a few times, and it was okay. But yeah, that's the only time I can remember going to Arkansas. And I've traveled all over the world for business. And it's kind of funny. I've traveled from Oklahoma all over the world. I very rarely travel from Oklahoma to just the surrounding states. I've always heard it's hard to be an expert in your neck of the woods and in your city. So that was my one trip to Arkansas, dude. So hopefully you're in a cabin out there. You're having a good time. We should all be jealous. I'm going to a buddy's ranch in a couple of weeks in South Oklahoma. I'm really looking forward to it, and we'll be in the trees, man. We're going to be in the heat. It's kind of funny. It's very modern, but it's very hilly and stuff. So we're going to be in the trees, clearing some stuff to help his dad build a house out there. But yeah, it's far away from anything. We've got all the minor conveniences in there, so I'll have my Mac and I'll be working. At the same time, I can make myself a cup of coffee and go head out in the woods and do some biking and some brush clearing to build another cabin out there. So as high tech and as much as I love all my high techy marketing stuff, I really do love getting away from it all, and that is what I'm doing the weekend of the 10th coming up. So Stephen, man, I really do appreciate you tuning in. For those of you who are watching for the very first time, let's get the formalities out of the way. My name is Patrick Allman, and I run StopDoingNothing.com and StopDoingNothing.media here in Oklahoma City. I have had a marketing agency for the past couple of decades, and we really focus on all kinds of cool marketing stuff, paid ads, email marketing, lead generation. We have our own, platform called, the Stop Doing Nothing platform, the Playmakers platform, the Playmakers platform, because of course we are all going to be kick-ass playmakers this week, right? So I'm not gonna overwhelm you too much with business stuff, but we are gonna get into some business talk here for a little bit. Tell me something that good happened your weekend, Stephen. Whether it's you or anybody else watching, like I said in kind of the in the intro with the countdown timer, I want to know good things that have happened to you this weekend, because right now on this planet, I am on this kick to get out as much good news as possible, because you know what? We are being bombarded and overwhelmed with bad news. So, whether you had a good exercise session, whether you got to see family, whether you got to do something that just wasn't boring, let me know, and we're gonna talk about it, okay? Because I do want to spread. I'm not gonna say I want to spread the gospel, but I do want to spread good news out there, just because we are being incredibly overwhelmed with all the crap and bad stuff. My good news, I've got a couple of things. Let's talk about the main one. I had a poker night with some buddies Saturday night, and I don't know if anybody's from the East Coast, but we had this homemade pizza, and he got this kit where he ordered the sauce and the dough and some of the spices, and then we added our own meat. But it was this really famous East Coast pizza kit, and I think he said it was out of Cincinnati. But either way, my buddies and I got together. We made our own pizzas with most of the stuff coming in this kit. It was really short, like 3 or 4 letter word, whatever the pizza kit was. But he basically imported it, or he shipped it in, and that was amazing. For you alcohol drinkers, we had some Macallan. My buddy's a big Macallan collector, and he just got his 2023 bottle. But he, in his alcohol area, he has Macallan from several years, probably. Oh, I think I saw 10 or 15 bottles of Macallan up there. And whenever we have a guys' night, we kind of take down 2 or 3 bottles, and we'll do a tasting of 2 or 3 bottles. And I'm always amazed because these guys know their liquor. To Patrick, that's just a really good sip of something, and it's really powerful. And when they say, "Oh, it's earthy" or "it's peaty," I can't say I always taste that or I always know what it means. I just know it tastes good. So we had some wine, we had some pizza, we had some poker. This may or may not be the reason it was such a good night, but I came out ahead on poker. We were towards the end. Another guy, the whole pot was 140, and we decided up front that it was going to be 100, pay two places 140, and we got down to the evening, and we were all just kind of low energy, and we decided that my buddy is Keith. That was his name. Keith's a fellow techie like me. We were saying, you want to play it out to see who's going to win or lose, or as for those of you that are poker players, sometimes you guys just agree, let's wrap up the night, let's wrap up the game, let's chop it. So Keith and I chopped it. So that means I bought in for 20, and I walked away with 70. So it was a good night, and Keith walked away with 70. So we both, kind of walked away, rather than play it out and fight for the 100 plus the 40. We just decided to both, chop it up, which was really nice. Really good food, really good friends, all kinds of guy stuff, just razzing each other, giving each other crap, the normal, usual stuff that groups of people, guys or girls, do when they get together. So that was my good weekend. I had been looking forward to that all week, and I had even been eating pretty healthy Saturday day to make sure I could eat like crap Saturday night. So Stephen, let's see what's happened to Stephen here. I got to spend time with my nephew and my kids this weekend. We went down into town. What town, Stephen, out of curiosity? And walked the local park playing Pokemon Go. I've never been able to get into Pokemon Go, but I hear it's an insanely fun game. And I also know that when I'm walking around downtown Oklahoma City, there's probably various Pokemon around me that I can't see because I don't have the app. After that, we hit it home the rest of the weekend, catching up on TV shows and getting ready for the upcoming school year. Good for you, man. I know we are wrapping up the summer. Um, Clarksville, Arkansas. Cool. I'm gonna look that up. I'm just kind of generally curious. I'll look that up on a map after I get done with the live stream here. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I do know it feels like summer just kind of. Oh, hopefully you guys can't hear that. Oh, my stomach just growled. It is wrapping up for our teacher friends and our kid friends. It feels, as you get older, it really feels like time does pass really fast. And that's the way this summer felt for me. It feels like just a couple of weeks ago, all my teacher friends got to push away from the desk and take a break for a few months. And then, I hear now that here at the local school district, there's already teachers, not teachers, the office admin staff is already back in the office prepping, and then the teachers probably come back in a week or two. So even though it's supposed to technically be 3 months, it doesn't always necessarily feel like 3 months. So I'm glad, dude. I'm glad to hear that you got to spend some time with kids. kids and your nephew. How do you say? You said my nephew and kids. Cool. Thanks for sharing that. I'm glad because that that time is invaluable. Hopefully you guys watch some good TV shows. Hopefully you watch some funny TV shows. Did I watch any TV this weekend? I'm trying to remember. Did I? Previous week I was on a kick. I watched Hidden Figures a couple times, but this weekend I don't think I watched too much TV. So it was a pretty chill weekend. I tried to stay away from technology as much as possible. But good that you got to do that. Let me see what else was on the agenda here. Oh, this is something I shared on my Facebook wall that I wanted to read to you. If you haven't gotten a chance, I would suggest you go back and copy this off into a notepad file. But this is something that there's a couple of, in addition to Facebook, I spend a lot of time on Reddit, particularly in the motivation and the Get Disciplined subreddits. Let me shout out to all my other Reddit users out there. And this was posted on the Get Disciplined subreddit in response to someone that says, how do I even start to get disciplined with my life and my business? And someone posted this brilliant, 4 paragraphs, and I shared it on my Facebook wall, and I want to read it to you right now. So here we go. All your life, you've tried to be happy and done things in pursuit of happiness, but your main primal driving instincts are also being hacked by your environment. Donuts, parentheses, sugar and fat, and TikTok being 2 examples, and we know that there's plenty more than 2 examples out there, right? There is a conscious you that is able to learn what it is that truly benefits you in the long term, and that certain things are generally false distractions. It partly involves thinking about the future that you wish to manifest, likely a healthy, happy, empowered self for which many things don't actually serve you, like deep fried takeout. Oh, man, I didn't realize this make me so hungry. Getting disciplined, I think, partly involves having a vision of your future to manifest and using that to help you understand how old sources of dopamine don't really serve you versus the better activities like forms of exercise or creating. And I want to read that again. That is the most important sentence in the entire thing, okay? Getting disciplined, I think, partly involves having a vision of your future to manifest. So, by vision of your future, it's not talking like 5 minutes out, 10 minutes out, which is where you get the immediate gratification kind of thing. It is the long-term future. Where do you want to be a month out, 3 months out, 6 months out? That's what you have to think about in order to drive the actions, the 5-minute and 10-minute actions. You have to think about the 1 month, 2 month, 5-year, 10-year wishes to determine the 5-minute, 10-minute, 1 month actions. Creating. So if you really want to exercise hard, you will do that, but you will need to connect the path from your vision to motivation to action. So simplifying it if I want to get down, which you guys know, I'm trying to get down from 260 down to 220 I'd be happy at 220, but I'm probably going to aim for lower. If I want to do that, I have to connect the morning walk I did this morning and the gym weights I'm going to do tonight with that 220 goal. That makes it easier than just thinking, oh, I'm going to eat right because I want to go to the gym tonight because it's part of my routine. No, that habit has to be part of something bigger than you. Finally, I would say that we can never teleport anywhere. So life is more a long journey movement in a direction than a destination. What is it that you can do today that now moves you in that direction? The answer is a personal one that only you can properly answer for yourself, being the most aware of your own limits. The previous question here is more important than the answer, because a good question you keep asking yourself many times. And I think the way this wraps up right here is basically saying it's very much the concept of self-improvement and motivation and discipline is very much kind of a recurring self-improving circle, if you will. Okay, it's iterative. You decide you want to do something, you take actions, the actions help you or hurt you, and then you're back to the top again. Did the actions help you? Get violent with those actions, take them on a massive scale, and then obviously they will help you improve. If they didn't work, like this weekend, obviously if I was 263 and I was weighted at 259 or 260 the previous week, something I did didn't work. Something I thought was okay to do didn't work. For me, I think it might have been, I don't know, but I'm going to experiment this week with very little to no red meat and focusing a lot on the water intake and try to limit the caffeine as much as possible. So I've had no caffeine yesterday, no caffeine today, and I'm wondering if I'm going to get one of those bizarre headaches I hear as a result of withdrawal, but C'est la vie. Oh, well, that's what it is right there. So if you haven't had a chance yet, go over to my Facebook wall, read that for yourself, screenshot it, copy and paste it. It's just a brilliant, whenever I find brilliant words from other people, I very, very much like to share them. So, kind of in that vein, I was going to talk about um, are there times that you feel that you feel your energy levels fluctuating? Or are your energy levels pretty even? And I'll give you an example. If you watch the show from last week, because of course you're going to subscribe on YouTube, right? And subscribe on Facebook. Last week, when I had my Monday, whatever I had done, either Sunday night or Monday morning, had put me in a really good energetic mood. And so when I came on and did this live, it was awesome, and I just was very hyped up. This week, I'm excited to do it because I always am. But when I was out doing my morning walk at 5:30, I just didn't have the normal energy level that I thought I should have. I was kind of dragging a little bit, my right knee hurt a little bit. It just I was out there doing it, which of course done is better than perfect, always, always. But yeah, it just wasn't the same hyped energy level that I've had in the past. And so I am very much, as I was walking back to the house, I was very much in a fake it until you make it or act as if kind of mood. And that may have to carry me through part of the day and part of the week. It's just kind of faking the energy and keeping up with the habits and the things that need to be done to get the things done. We can't always be at the hype energy level. So it is what it is. You know what? Politics. You know what? I love to dip my toe in this topic, but I'm not going to get into it too deep. But I'm going to say that I think with the recent developments in U.S. politics, that it's exciting, regardless of which side you're on. I don't like things. I don't like things in our government, especially politicians who espouse their values and guide where we're going. I don't like that to be the same old, same old. I don't like that to be boring. I don't like following the same habits and doing the same things we've always done in the past. And so recently, you know what? We've injected some excitement back into politics. Um, and this should make you excited regardless of whatever political party you're part of, whether you're kind of liberal or conservative. The fact that things are getting invigorating and exciting to me is what makes me interested in watching politics. So whether people have new opponents or people bring in new energy or younger people come into politics, that's what we really need, in my opinion, is just younger and younger people getting involved in politics. It's an exciting time here in the United States, and I rely on my wife and my daughter to keep me abreast of politics because they care a lot more than I do. I'm going to educate myself on the basics of what I need to know about each candidate, each major candidate, and my local candidates, and obviously vote accordingly. Would you like to know which way I'm going to vote? I would love to tell you, but I'm kidding. No, I just don't ever discuss which way I vote. Um, in the past, I have voted for different parties, different politicians. It's just one of those things that I I think I don't think I know. I know as soon as you talk to somebody in this country, we are so we are so angry with each other, and we have done a really good job of dividing ourselves into two major groups of people. That is something. Talking about your political beliefs and talking about who you vote for is something that is will instantly jade any conversation. If I say, hey, I voted Democrat this time, every I am going to instantly either have a really good friend if I'm talking with someone about politics, or I'm going to have a really good enemy. And same thing is true no matter almost what political party I say I'm going to vote for, or what political party I did vote for, or what political candidate I like, or which one I hate. I can tell you that in Oklahoma, I have changed my party multiple times. I've flipped my very first time I had to register. This is funny. You might find this funny. The very first time I had to register to vote in the state of Oklahoma, I was extremely ignorant when it came to the parties. Okay? And so what did I do? I kid you not, I flipped a coin. Here in Oklahoma, at the time you registered at the DMV. I was in line to get my driver's license. I think my very first Oklahoma driver's license, and they wanted to know which party are you going to register as? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going to take advice from the people in line. So I flipped a coin. I can't remember what it came up as. But even since then, I've switched my party 2 or 3 times. And for a while there, I have to admit, I was pretty ignorant when it came to politics. I thought that the political party name stood for what it was, the literal definition. And I'll give you an example. One of the times I changed my party, I registered as an independent because I believed that independent was just that. I believe independent meant I was independent of any other party. And then, due to my ignorance, I registered as an independent and then found out no, independent itself is a political party. Not only that, when you register as an independent, at least in Oklahoma, you cannot vote in any of your primaries. So that was kind of a bummer. That was a hard lesson to learn. But I can tell you that I very much, if you ever want to have a good political discussion with me, let's not talk about parties. Let's not talk about, leanings, liberal or conservative. Let's not talk about candidates. Okay. And this is something I believe wholeheartedly. Let's you and I talk about values and what we want. Okay. We want to get more out of our money. We want to be gainfully employed. We want good things for our kids and for the future. Let's talk about those things regardless of who's in office and regardless of who's running for office. That's how we have civil discourse. That's how we keep our conversations civil and agreeable and keep the tone down. I am very much against the cult of personality, okay? The cult of personality when it comes to party, when it comes to person, and when it comes to the other the liberal, which way we lean, liberal or conservative. That's the stuff, once we identify ourselves in a camp like that, we have been trained to instantly hate the other camp. If you're a conservative, you got to hate those bleeding heart liberals and vice versa with all the other things. So I'm going to invite you and your friends to stop discussing those things which instantly bias, which instantly are an A or B kind of situation. Start discussing what we want to do as human beings and what we want the future to look like for our kids and where we want our country to go. And for those of you that watch internationally, because I know I do have some people that do watch internationally, I apologize because, of course, all this is U.S. political based. But I just want to, this is my part of getting involved in the political process, is to get away from the things that are going to jade us and from the things that are going to make us hate each other, okay? Let's talk about the very basic core values we want, how we want our roads to run. You know what? I find it hard to believe that people of two political parties would disagree on like roads. Yeah, disagree on clean water. What does a Democrat have a different opinion on than a Republican when it comes to something like education for our kids or stuff like paying teachers more? Okay, that's a hot bud top. That's a hot bud. We're not getting high, so it's not hot bud. It's hot bed. That's a hotbed topic for me. Is after being someone who has spent a lot of time in schools with teachers, that you could, in my opinion, at least the teachers I'm around, you could double or triple their pay, and it might that would be the very bare minimum of giving them their value. Okay, and the reason that one is so important to me is we as parents, as we are running our lives, one of the things we do every single day, 5 days a week, as summer wraps up here, is we drive to a building and we hand our kids off for 6 hours a day to a group of strange adults that we are trusting are going to treat our kids well, mentally, psychologically, and physically. We are saying, here is a kid, here's my kid, I'm going to put my kid in a classroom with 20 other kids, Mr. or Miss Teacher, and I want you to do everything you can in your power to keep that person safe and give them the skills they need to grow up. I don't see how in the world that anybody could disagree on wanting to pay that person more. That just boggles the mind. But you know what? We do sometimes, and it's just really, really frustrating. So, okay, that's my kick on politics right there. I don't push anything to buy very often, but I was every now and then get the Patrick backpack here. Every now and then, here we go. I get asked, and by every now and then, I mean a couple times a week, I get asked about my bracelets that I wear. And I didn't wear one today, but I've got hundreds of these. I had forgotten in the closet. Hundreds of these stop doing nothing bracelets. So on one side, it says stop doing nothing, okay? And then on the other side, it says done is better than perfect, okay? I want to give you some of these, but I need a little bit of money, not a ton of money. So if you're watching and if you would like 10 of these, I will give you 10 of these. I will ship 10 of these to you for $10. So to do that, what I need you to do is just text me bracelet to 405-217-4752, the number on there. Text the word bracelet or hey Patrick, send me some bracelets, and I'll get back to you and let you know how to get these. I'll give you an order form is what I'll do. I don't have the order form ready, unfortunately, but it'd take me like an hour to whip up an order form. But I will ship you 10 of these. And you may only want one or two, but I'm going to tell you, you really want 10. And 10, number one, so you can give them out. I give those, yeah, aren't they though, Stephen? That's why I wear them on my wrist, man, is because they are hard to swallow. Um, and the reason I want you to order 10 is because number one, obviously you're going to wear one, you're going to lose it. So it always helps to, I have one, I think around the stick shift in my car, in addition to one on my bathroom counter. Um, but I love giving them away as gifts also. Okay, so if I have something that helps me be a better person, or is a good reminder, I like sharing that with people. Look at me, you're watching me live stream. Okay, um, I like sharing those with people. So if you can tell, like right here, I mean, I'm being very, very transparent. That's the bag I have in my backpack. I carry around with these. Okay, and when this gets low, I go to the office closet where I've got about 300 or 400 of these, and I put some more with me. And so if I'm at like a coffee shop or I'm out and about socializing, and I have one on me, because normally I have one on me, so I keep it on me in the right direction so I can read it. So there, okay, so it's on me. So I give these away to kids all the time or to friends. I've given away to the gym before because they are my little way of uplifting you. Sorry, I've got an itchy nose. I haven't had my sneezing fit yet. Um, this is my very easy way of motivating you and encouraging you to, as you are going about your day, whether it as gym or whether it's in your relationship or whether it's any kind of things out there, to really remember that action, any kind of action, even the smallest action, is forward progress, and it's much better than indecision. It's much better than sitting around for 3 months overanalyzing something. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Mr. Itchy, right there. And yes, if you're curious, I have trimmed my nose hairs recently, so it's not nose hairs. So it's just for some reason it's a psychological itch there. But so if you want 10 of these, text me at the office number right there, 405-217-4752. I'll get back to you with an order form, which I'll make up here pretty soon. And I'll just, $10 plus shipping, whatever the shipping is. It's not going to be that much because these really aren't that heavy. And I've got hundreds of these, and 10 for $10. That seems like quite a deal to me. If you ask me, I don't know. As a quick reminder, what do I do? What does this agency do all day long? We are a marketing agency, specifically a digital marketing agency, which means that we are really good marketing super geeks. And nothing in this world, not the McDonald's cheeseburger, not the cool Camel cigarettes from back in the day, nothing in this world exists without marketing. Not the Apple stuff. Apple slays it at marketing. Nothing exists at marketing. So if you know somebody, excuse me, if you know somebody who has a service-based business, or somebody who is a thought leader of any kind, or who wants to be a thought leader, a speaker, author, coach, consultant kind of things, people like me who want to sell their knowledge, get them in touch with me. Either have them call or text the office right here, or message me on Facebook. We will get them involved in our Playmakers, either our Playmakers full service done for you program, or the Playmakers kind of the group coaching program. And we will either teach you how to do the marketing, or we will just take it off your hands and do it all yourselves. And this is specifically digital marketing, okay? We don't do television commercials. We don't do billboards. We don't do postcards. We do ads and build the pages around the ads and build great looking websites, and we get you traffic, and we help you sell your knowledge, and we help you sell, your products and services. And so that's just obviously blatant self promotion right there. Let me get Steven's comments here off the screen. But that's blatant self promotion right there. So if you know somebody that does that, specifically if you know a group of people who could benefit from that, because I love working in, franchise slash group situations. And also I like to pay people referral money. So if you are somebody who could refer us, business on a regular basis, I will set you up as an affiliate and we will hook you up. And this is just kind of our full service marketing package where we start with the very basics of, building pages and websites and then running the ads, the CRM management in our Playmakers platform. Basically, we replace everything that's ever been done with MailChimp and ClickFunnels and Calendly and Schedule Once and the Twilio. We basically take all that, put it inside one single product for you, so you don't have to worry about the tech back end of your marketing. Okay, we take care of the tech back end of your marketing. You don't even have to log into anything. You just say, Patrick, here's your retainer, make me look good, and that's what we do. That is what we do. We will make you look better than good. We will make you look amazing. Okay, let me see. What do we have here? I'm just checking. Let me see. Just want to make sure that everything is good when it comes to people texting in messages. Thank you, Stephen, and whoever else watched, man, for tuning in. It's about time we wrapped it up here, and we get. I see the text messages are coming in, and some other office stuff is going on. But I do go live. My goal is go live 3 days a week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Ooh. And even this weekend, not this weekend is the 3rd, the 10th, when I'm out at my buddy's ranch, and Steven, you may like this, when I'm out at my buddy's ranch Saturday morning, I may just try going live from his dining room out in the middle of the woods just to test his internet connection. Oddly, his internet connection out in the middle of the freaking woods is Mr. Kennedy. Oh my goodness, dude. Talk about a live streaming king right there. Dude. I don't know. I just maybe trip up over my words when Robert Kennedy shows up, and not just Robert Kennedy the first, second. Mr. Robert Kennedy the third has joined us. Oh, I'm all flustered now. Hold on a second. A star is in our midst. Oh, that's what I was saying. Is on the 10th when I go out to my buddy's ranch in the middle of his 40 acres. He surprisingly has really good internet. As a matter of fact, I think I've tested his internet speed out there, and sometimes it's as good or not as or is good or better than my internet speed right here in the city. Man, I would be your hype man any day of the week. You know that. But I would be more like the hype man in Key and Peele. Anybody a Key and Peele fan here? Go look at that. Go look at the hype man skit there. That's like the over hype man. That's like the hype man that needs to calm down. Okay, that Key and Peele, man. Key and Peele cracks me up. And like a lot of things, I discovered Key and Peele. I discovered their comedy after their heyday. Like I wasn't watching them when they were doing like their live show every Friday or Saturday, whenever it was. I think I discovered them a week or two later, and then I would send like all these Key and Peele links to my friends. Like, have you seen this show? They're like, Patrick, that show ended like a year or two ago, dude. Where the heck have you been? So yeah, go watch the Key and Peele hype man video. Steven, Obama anger skits are really good, especially the one with Obama with Barack and Michelle, where she hires her own anger skit one. And what's really cool, what really lets you know that you've made it mainstream, Steven, is when the people that the skits are about hire you. So there's 2 videos you should go watch. Number 1, there's the behind the scenes video where what's his name? I can't remember if it was Key or Peele. I think it was Keegan. He went to the White House to work with Obama to prepare for the Correspondents' Dinner, and then he actually performed at the Correspondents' Dinner. So you've made it when your comedy skit, from your comedy skit, you get hired by the President of the United States to reenact that as a humorous bit in front of the Correspondents' Dinner. So that had to be peak career stuff right there when your comedy makes it mainstream like that right there. Let's see, what'd you say here, Stephen? I have 1 gig fiber in my neck of the woods thanks to the government pushing better internet in rural areas. See? But how'd you get 1 gig internet? I'm right here in the middle of the city. I've got a big, hard Cox piece of copper into my house. My cable modem is over here under the table. and you have better speeds than me. I think my last speed test this weekend was, 400 or 500 down and 100 up. So I need to go out and and get me some fiber. That's what I really want. That's my next level stuff is to get me some fiber. I don't know how I take advantage of it because my internet speed is plenty fine. But yeah, man, you're a lucky dog out there. I think my buddy out there was going to get whatever the Elon Musk version was, but he's got hardwired internet out there also. Whenever he has to get any kind of services out in the boonies, they have to come, dig up the road and the gravel road because it's literally a gravel road into his property. But hey, I'm gonna try and go live out of his ranch the morning of the 10th or the morning of the 11th, just to see how it works. And hey, it's a different environment. I'm always about different environments. Um, Definitely always about different environments. Stephen, I'm assuming since you're still here, man, I'm assuming you watched the whole show. Thank you very much, Mr. Kennedy the Third. Oh man, good to see your name. Good to see your name on my live stream. Google Fi to my area. Yeah, good point. Let me see what did Robert say here. I hope they bring Google Fi to my area. I am on the waiting list for AT&T and Google Fiber. I'm in the 73162, and I'm on the waiting list for both those. And I got really hopeful, Robert, because like the neighborhood next to me, like we're in a neighborhood, and there's a neighborhood over here, and there's like a little bridge in between us, and then there's a major way on the other side of that neighborhood. There's a major road. Last year, the year before, they were trenching all the houses over there, and AT&T was laying like in the front yard of every neighborhood leading up to my neighborhood, like fiber, and that all got buried and everything, and they stopped at the bridge and they didn't come across the bridge. So I'm hoping here in the next year or two they will cross the bridge, or they will come from the other major road and come here. I would love to have that. So I'm wanting one of those two to get here as soon as possible. And see, what'd you say here, Stephen? I have kids who have multiple gaming consoles, and we stream via YouTube, so it's not hard. Oh, cool. Hey, your kids will love me, man. I'm on Twitch. So this show is streaming to Twitch as well. Yeah, I know Twitch is mainly for gaming, but I stream my show on here also. And what's also cool, and this is a really quick gaming thing, and then we'll wrap up the show here, Stephen. And even Robert may know this. Back in the day, back in the 80s or 90s, probably mainly the 80s, there was a let me see. Oh, let's see what. Go ahead. Wait, let's see what Steven said here. I was actually received my Starlink. That's what it was. Starlink invite the same day. I was called about my electric company offering to run fiber to my house for free. Oh man, so you had multiple choices. You had multiple choices. I'm an aviation buff, and I have a couple of aviation apps. And this is related to Starlink. And every now and then, my aviation buddies, we'll be looking at the aviation app and it's like, what's this line? What's this line of airplanes? And it's the Starlink satellites. The aviation apps pick them up, and they're just constantly floating across the sky. I mean, that is amazing technology. Um, Same, yeah, Robert. Yeah, I every now and then, Robert, I do get some interaction on Twitch. Not last week sometime, I had what I'm pretty sure was a kid buddy of mine. I've got a lady, a family I know has 2 or 3 kids, and he's a big gamer. And I'm pretty sure I noticed my Twitch comments coming up, and that was the first time I had seen that. So I'm at the point right now where I will take any streaming platform. Twitter, for some reason, Robert, I believe you're an Ecamm user like me. For some reason, Twitter/X, that isn't working out for me well. And LinkedIn, I want to start streaming to LinkedIn. So Robert, if you have any tips on how to get that going, I'd appreciate. I think I learned how to get that going. I think you have to schedule your show on LinkedIn. You can go live on LinkedIn. I don't ever use the scheduling function of Ecamm, so I need to do that so I can start going live on LinkedIn. But Stephen, man, I really do appreciate you tuning in. Oh, they changed the X API the other day. That's what it is. Yeah, because whenever so I need to either reconnect it or hop in the Ecamm group and see what the deal is, because yeah, I don't get a lot of interaction there, but reach is everything, man. I'll take every platform I can get. So any tips there on how to get reconnected on X and LinkedIn would very much be appreciated. Oh, also, in addition to the bracelets, for those of you that are tuning in later, got these for sale. If you want some 10 for $10, just text me at the number on the screen. I'll ship out 10 to you for the $10 plus a little bit of shipping money. I want to make sure you saw that. And if I can find them, if anyone's interested in a cup, this cup is reserved for playmakers. And then I've got, blatant self promotion over here. I'll throw in a cup also. So $10 for 10 of the Stop Doing Nothing and Done is Better Than Perfect bracelets. Plus, if I can find the coffee cups, as I'm just spilling water all over my desk here, if I can find those, I'll drop a coffee cup in there also, because this stuff deserves to be out in the wild. Let's remove this comment right here. I'm going to wrap it up, my friends. I'm feeling my energy pick up. In the beginning of the show, I was telling you I was having a very low energy day, and I was just kind of forcing my way through the motions. But talking to you and having Mr. Kennedy and Mr. Warren here engage with me has kind of made me feel a little bit more energetic, and I feel the mojo. I feel me getting back. I feel like Stella. I'm getting back into my groove here. Okay. And so we are planning to take the kids. Let me see here. I believe I might have swung by the office. I believe we're planning to take the kids at Six Flags in OKC in August as a back to school trip. Give me a heads up, because there are plenty of times I'm not in the office. Six Flags, what is Six Flags? Is it Frontier City? Is that what Six Flags is up here? I don't go to amusement parks anymore, but I'm just kind of curious. Is that Frontier City? If so, the coolest thing for me up by Frontier City is Cracker Barrel. Not the Stella reference. I was hoping you'd pick that one up there, Robert. But yeah, I'm just feeling my groove. This morning when I was out walking, Frontier City. Okay, Steven, I've done plenty of stuff up there, so I'd even be willing to meet you up in that area. There's a Cracker Barrel up in that area, right down the service road from Frontier City, and it would allow me to get out of the office and go travel and hang out with some people. So I'd always be up for that, man. But please take the kids out, do some good things. Before summer wraps up. I don't have kids at home anymore, so that I kind of hold all the seasons and the summer break stuff is kind of a gray area for me anymore. I have a beautiful 32-year-old daughter, Lisa, who is in Brooklyn. I don't know if you can see her right here. Lisa is in Brooklyn doing her own thing. She is a promoter. She does what I do when it comes to marketing, but she does it for like big outdoor music festivals. So like the Coachellas and the big one in Tennessee that takes over the farmland every year. She's really big into the outdoor music festival marketing, and she's met some people. She's met all kinds of stars because she's a very much behind the scenes marketing person. She's got a picture of her with Maya Rudolph, which is cool. Talk about someone who's got a job again, Maya Rudolph. Yeah, as soon as they promoted as soon as Kamala, you know what? I'm going to mispronounce this. I know it, and that's embarrassing. But as soon as we find out we got in the game, I had a meme I sent to my daughter. Let me see if I can find the meme about Maya Rudolph and SNL. But basically what it was like, oh, Maya is going to be back in the money now that sure, one of her best impressions is going to be in the political race again. So I will get that pronunciation right. But my daughter is doing really great things up in Brooklyn. I'm very proud of her. She had a good-looking dad. Of course she was going to do good things, right? Hey, guys, I want to wrap it up. I am going to go get my 5 eggs and my protein and get them going. For those of you, again, as we wrap up here, for those of you, I see I have a few more watchers. As we wrap it up, if you want a bundle of the 10 of the Stop Doing Nothing bracelets for $10 plus shipping, text me at the number on the screen, 405-217-4752, and I will get you an order form. And then, like I said, I will throw in a cup also. And for those of you that are like, oh, Patrick's selling and pushing stuff, I think since I got back into doing live streaming, this might be the first time I've brought up this stuff. Okay, I've got hundreds and hundreds of these bracelets, and I would love to ship them to you. So have a great day. Remember that there is a line in between what is going on in the world and how you react to it, and that right there, Aaron, dude, when'd you pop in there? Robert believes I'm supposed to sell. I like you, man. I like you, Robert. I like you even more than I like before. The thing I want to leave you with is there's just a lot of crap going on in the world. And there's your mind over here, okay? And what we have to manage is we have to manage that gap. We have to manage the interpretation of that because that's how we manage our energy. That's how we manage our sanity. Just because a reporter on CNN or Fox or MSNBC tells you the world is going to hell, it doesn't mean the world is going to hell. You have the ability to interpret that and take that away and manage your own energy and define your own reality, okay? It's not what you see on my live stream that defines your reality. It's not what you see in the news that defines your reality. It's not what any political candidate says that defines your reality. It's up to you being disciplined, okay? You being disciplined and choosing to be in a good mood, okay? If my house, if there was a fire, if there was a little fire behind me right now, I could find a reason. I would hope I could find a reason to be in a good mood. Aaron, dude, thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate you. So just take that away. I'm gonna start working on Wednesday's show for you. I'm doing this, like I said, every other day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Central. If there's something you want to say that you didn't get a chance to, go ahead and text it into me. You can rewind the stream and here's the number right there. You could text it into me, especially if there's a topic you want me to discuss, and I can put it up on future shows. Because what I'm trying to do is make sure I work on my agenda, my show agendas, well ahead of time for you guys. Whether it was one of you or whether it was 1,000 of you, I really do appreciate you tuning in. Have a very great, blessed day, and I will see you Wednesday morning. You take care, you sexy, sexy beast.